books do you think we publish in America? Not copies, but different books written by different people every single year. Anybody want to take a guess? Yes, second row right here. What do you think? Yeah.
30,000.
8? Okay. Got the guess over here? About 20? Okay.
6.
Got the guess right here?
30,000.
About 30? The actual number of different books published every year in the United States, 328,000. That's a lot of books.
That's a lot of books.
So,
nobody's reading.
If you're a writer, the average American only reads 15 a year, and we're cranking out 328,000 every year. How many of those books are going to get read? Not many. That's really, really hard. And if you're a writer, how do you get money? Well, it's from people buying the books, right? Okay, so let's say the average hardcover, rounding it, let's just say 20 bucks, hereabouts. So if you come in today and you bought a hardcover of Blood of Olympus, let's just say it's around $20. How much of that do you think I get to take home? What's the author's cut of every book? Anybody guessing the camp Jupiter? Yeah.
6 cents.
About 20%, you mean?
20 cents.
About 20%, okay. 7%? Ah, I love the pessimists, great. 70? That'd be great, I love that. Actually, about 10% on the average.
Very good.
Yeah. So if you buy a book of mine, 20 bucks, I get about $2. Where does the rest of it go? Well, there's a lot of people that are involved in making a book. The publisher, the editor, the publicist, the wholesaler, the distributor, the bookseller, and they all need to get their cut too. Bottom line, how many do you have to sell to be really rich and famous? A lot of books. My first advance that I got for Big Red Tequila, the money they give you up front, was $15,000. And believe me, I was not complaining. That was awesome. However, that's not a lot of money to make if that's your only job. And the bottom line then, I did not quit my day job. I kept teaching. For a long time, I would teach full time, and I would write a novel every year. That was okay though. I kind of liked that. I got a reputation for dressing up when we did different activities in class, like there's Colonial Rig, Samurai Rig, yeah, and the ever popular Elizabethan Rig. Oh yeah, rocking the Crow Father there. That was cool. I also got a reputation for telling stories in class to my own students, and I'd also go down to the lower school and tell the elementary kids stories. There's me talking to some second graders. There's me being frozen by Medusa. It didn't always work out well, though. I remember when my younger son, Patrick, was in second grade, they had this mystery reader program where they would invite special guests into the library to do a story time. I don't know if you guys ever had that, but I did that so many times that one day they went to the library, the teacher was like, "Okay, kids, close your eyes, we have a special guest." Everybody closed their eyes. I came up to the front of the room. Teacher said, "Okay, everybody, open your eyes. Surprise, it's Riordan." This one kid in the front went, I knew it was going to be him again. Thanks, kid. My students always told me I should be writing stuff for them. They said, "Look, Mr. Riordan, you're writing books. You're teaching middle school. Why aren't you writing books for middle schoolers?" Well, now it seems obvious, but at the time I didn't have any ideas for kids. That changed when I had children of my own. 1994, my first son was born. There he is. I know, he doesn't look like that anymore. His name was Haley, and I know you're probably thinking Haley's a girl's name, but it's not. It's actually an Irish boy's name. It means ingenious. But like a lot of Irish boys' names, like Riley and Kelly and Shannon, over the years it sort of morphed into a girl's name. We had no way of knowing that in 1994, the year he was born, that year Haley would become the most popular girl's name of all time. Sorry, buddy, but anyway, he's cool with it. This kid was trouble. He doesn't look like trouble, does he?
Yes, he does.
No, he looks all sweet and cute. Oh man, he got into so much mischief. I remember one time we were living in Oakland, and we had this floor furnace with like a grate. Haley had his bowl of Cheerios, toddled over, dumped the Cheerios down there. They caught fire. Flames were leaping up like a pit of Tartarus. Smoke billowing into the room. The fire alarms are going off. His mom and I come in with the fire extinguisher. Haley thought that was cool. He wanted see it again. The next day, he found a basket of laundry. Went over to the furnace and dumped it on the grate. He went over to the thermostat and cranked it to 100. Pretty soon there's smoke billowing into the room, flames leaping up, and I come in with an extinguisher. And that's just the sort of easy kid that he was. It got even worse when he got into school. I thought I was bad about reading. Man, this kid, he didn't want to read anything. There he is in his little uniform. The only thing that he liked in elementary school, they did a unit on Greek mythology. He thought that was awesome. That's him being Hades, Lord of the Dead.
In all white.
And I wanted to keep him interested in school, right? So I said, well, okay, look, buddy, I teach Greek mythology. That's like the only thing you like. How about I tell you some stories? So, in the evening, I would tell him bedtime stories. I would tell him about all the Greek gods, about Zeus, Poseidon, Ares. Eventually, however, I ran out of stories. Auntie got mad at me. He said, Dad, tell me another myth tonight. And I was like, well, you know what? There aren't any more. I told you every single one, and there haven't been any new ones in 2,000 years. He said, well, you make up stories. Just make one up. I was like, okay. I thought about it for a second, and I thought about everything Haley had been through. We found out he has ADHD and dyslexia, which is why school was really tough for him. So, off the top of my head, I made up a story about a modern demigod who's got ADHD and dyslexia. And I said, you know what, Haley, if you have those conditions, there's a pretty good chance you're a demigod. And he was like, yeah. And so was born the story of Peter Johnson. Jackson, whatever. Well, Haley told me I should write it down. Now, I was already writing a book a year and teaching full-time. Somehow, though, I found the time to write it down. I called it The Lightning Thief. I sent it off to New York, figuring that it would be rejected. Immediately, I got a call from an agent, Nancy Galt. She said, this is great, let me represent you. She sent it off to Disney Hyperion, the publisher. And my first editor there, Jennifer Besser, loved it, said, this is awesome, let's publish your whole series. She said, the first thing we have to do is find a really good cover, because everybody judges a book by its cover. Yeah. And so she said, it's what we're thinking for The Lightning Thief. What do you think?
Yes. Yes.
And I was like, wow, that's awful. Could you make it different, please? So they found another guy in LA who does covers for video games. And he said, oh, Greek monsters? No problem. And I said, that's a little disturbing. Can you tone it down a little bit? This is a children's book. So he did, and when it came out, that's the first cover that The Lightning Thief had. Sometimes in a library or somewhere, you'll see an old hardcover and it'll have this cover. But I didn't really like it, and a lot of the kids that read it, they didn't really like it either. So we tried again. This time, Jennifer found a new artist who had never done a children's book cover before. His name was John Rocco. He got it instantly. He read the book, he just took out a napkin and he did a quick sketch on the napkin and said, there's your cover. And we were blown away. We said, that's obviously it. Can you make that into the artwork? And so he did the cover that you probably know best for The Lightning Thief. The funny thing is, every time The Lightning Thief is published in another country, they decide what to do with the cover. Sometimes they use that one. Most of the time, they don't. Every different country thinks their kids in their country like a different kind of art. For instance, here's The Lightning Thief in Korea.
That's different. Kind of creepy.
Here's The Lightning Thief in Sweden. What is that guy doing? He's like, hey, just to get over here. And The Lightning Thief French. I tried to read this
It's a piece of the book.
French because I took French in college. I figured, well, I wrote the book, how hard can it be? I could not get past the title. Doesn't that mean the watcher of goat cheese? They tell me it means the lightning thief, I hope they're right. Some of these covers that are international, I swear they look like they were done with 20 bucks and a copy of Photoshop. There's the Ukrainian cover. Looks like Percy Goes to Candyland. Here's the Romanian cover. Oh yeah. I don't know what that says, but it looks like Percy Jackson in a hotel full of Rudy. But by far, the one that I love the best is the German cover. Oh wow. They warned me about the Germans. Everybody said the Germans have zero sense of humor. They have these dark, brooding, ominous-looking covers. You just got to prepare yourself. It's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm psyched. Show me the serious German cover.